Welcome, everybody, to Wednesday Night Race Chat Live here on Fan for Racing Radio. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. CJ Sports of the 110 Nation, Caution Flag Racing Radio, Chris Creighton. We got some Atlanta talks to break down for you, and a little bit of Lime Rock. I don't know why I want to say something else, but Atlanta proved to be eventful, to say the least. There was some drafting style, but not to what we have seen in the last few years with Atlanta. I don't think it was more so of tandem, I would put it, per se. But the new repave is definitely taking its toll, as we saw Sunday night. Ryan Blaney pretty much dominated that race. Led for the Fords. He did have help from Logano. Some other contenders to note were Reddick. I know Reddick led some laps, was in there. Larson was in there at one point before he went spinning, not once but twice, and the second time he wrecked it. Oops, you did again, Larson. You suck.
Go ahead, say his name. Say his name. Who else was in there? I'll give you a hint.
Carson Hocevar.
Did you catch him singing during the race?
Oh, no.
Just died in your arms tonight.
There's
been something you said.
Yeah, he was singing during one of the cautions, if you didn't catch it.
Oh, I missed that one then.
He wasn't awake. What are you talking about? He was awake. That was the race everybody watched on highlight reel.
Carson Hocevar had a couple of bumps and run-ins, but I applaud Hocevar. You gotta do what you gotta do to get to the front sometimes, and you're gonna make enemies along the way.
I am loving it. That's what I loved about Rowdy. I am loving this. Like, you're gonna have to ruffle some feathers. Like, you can't be nice with everybody. So no, I'm loving it.
In order for, and you have to think, with Hocevar coming from basically nothing to where he is now, I mean, you got to make a name for yourself. I mean, yeah, we went over this with Chastain, but I think in the terms of Chastain versus Hocevar, Hocevar has a more promising, longer future, whereas Chastain, he was trying to get to the cup level and thinking he was top notch and top equipment, and look what, and Trackhouse was near top equipment, and look what he's done. Well, at least for this year, he's done jack shit.
We had that green white checkered. I thought we was gonna ride the Dente. I thought he was gonna pull that off. I thought for sure I was gonna go crazy at work on I guess Monday morning at this point.
I guess Mr. CJ, I can picture Mr. CJ walking into work at 3 a.m. with freaking Dente alcoholic drink from Chili's.
My son swears up and down we're gonna go eat at Chili's when he does win again. So yeah, I thought
it's gonna happen.
Sure.
I would not be surprised if it doesn't happen. I would not be surprised if he wins again before the season's over. Right. But yeah, Blaney dominated the show. RFK, a little bit of a disappointment. But I know there was Toyotas came in better than I had expected. Trying to think, Reddick. I know Bubba was in the mix before he got penalized. And the penalty was going under the yellow line and advancing. I see your bammers there. Listen,
yeah, I'm a champions.
I'm a Cuse guy. We only got one national title. Actually, two. Sorry, two in history.
Who's more recent of a national champion? These guys right here, or those guys over there?
Who's got more?
Who's Bob Moore?
Whoa! Ooh! All right. Give the show back a pass.
Yeah. But I honestly think that Toyota showed up better than we expected. I think we expected Toyota to just snap their good old streak, but they had three Toyotas finish in the top 5, 4 in the top 10 after Bubba's penalty. And we got to give nod to Christopher Bell once again for broken wrist, and you finished runner-up. Maybe that wrist is not really so much of a factor. Or maybe it is because he's driving and racing better and more consistent than what he started the year with on a healthy wrist.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's kind of situation. The first 3 weeks are probably the worst, and then after that, it gets a little bit better. Hi from Lake Norman, North Carolina. Who's going to win at North Wilkesboro? Well, we'll have that at the end of the show. That's for sure, Jamie. Yeah, so, did we hit that Justin Allgaier won his 6th race of the season in the O'Reilly Auto Parts?
Retire at the end of the year.
You think he's not? Why would he? Do you think he is after this kind of year? That'd be crazy.
Go out on top.
Denny Hamlin says that, but we'll have to wait and see.
Well, Denny Hamlin is not all fully there, and we all know that from his past.
Grant Enfinger. Grant did it. He took it at Lime Rock. That was not really a great race. My son was all excited about Lime Rock, and I gave it a chance. I did. I watched it, but I know the history behind it, and that's pretty cool. Being able to race at that kind of facility. The Goodwill cars, I think, race there, right? And
I got 2 questions because I didn't see it on the
Goodwood.
topic.
I'm sorry, Goodwood.
I got 2 questions. I don't see on the timeline talking about Hocevar. One, Jeff Burton brought up the fact that, and they talked about it. It might have been Junior, and might have even talked about it, but I know Burton had talked about it. I think post race or during the rain delay, that Senior, he would rough you up, but then he would come talk to you and make you feel like it was all right. This, that, and the other, kind of smooth things over. I don't know how I feel about the way they talk about Hocevar, that he doesn't do the same. Like, I don't know if I'd want someone that's basically lying to your face, like we buddies, knowing he's going to wreck me the next chance he gets, or just have Hocevar like, look, if I dump you, I dump you. That's,
Yeah. Let's say what Jeff Burton's really saying there. Jeff met Dale Sr. In Dale Sr.'s latter part of life. So Dale Sr. wasn't making friends after wrecking you in 1982. He was literally trying to survive himself. But the Dale that Jeff met was 6-time champion, 7-time champion Dale Earnhardt, who had a push in the garage, who could go and wreck you on Saturday and give you a knuckle punch on Monday, saying, "Hey man, it's just racing. Don't get your panties in a wad." But they called him Ironhead for from the 78 to 86. I mean, before he was the Intimidator, he was Ironhead, and that's because nobody could deal with it.
Also at that time, he not only was he trying to make a living, he was also trying to be a footnote and open the door for drivers like obviously his son Dale Jr. of owning his team, but also for guys like Michael Waltrip and Steve Park, guys that Dale saw potential in. Obviously, we all knew Steve Park had giant potential. Then he had an injury that kind of, I guess you could say, killed his career. And Michael Waltrip just, I don't know what Dale saw in Michael. Maybe
jet fuel.
Because I think Dale only took Michael because of buddies with Darrell.
Now, Hamlin brought up an interesting thing, and I want you guys' your opinion on this. Hamlin talked about that basically, I think it was the Toyotas, but the conversation was nobody was going to push Carson Hocevar. Like, they now, do we think that Spire can put a team around Carson? Because obviously you can't do it alone. You're going to have help. And outside of, I think, the Suarez win, I don't think we've seen a lot out of Spire. We've seen some bright spots, but a lot. Can Spire put a team around Costa, like Joe Gibbs Racing? Okay, it could be Joe Gibbs Racing against the world because you got 4 great drivers that can help each other. You don't got that at Spire. Can Spire build a team that if Hocevar is going to keep ruffling feathers, can they put a strong enough team around him that's going to be able to help him win races and win a championship? Or is Hocevar going to have to change his style of racing?
Are you saying build the team around Hocevar, like make the Spire Motorsports team
no,
around
but
him? Or?
build a team like Joe Gibbs Racing where you don't need anybody else's help. Like tomorrow, if Joe Gibbs Racing said, you know what, we want nothing to do with any other team, those guys are good enough, they got good enough equipment that they can go out and do what they're doing. Spire does not have a team strong enough that if they say, you know what, we don't need your help, we don't need you pushing, they don't have enough good enough equipment and good enough drivers, I feel, that would help push Hocevar to the front or on a regular basis versus Joe Gibbs Racing. We can see Hamlin, Briscoe, Bell, Ty Gibbs win any given week and not need help from anybody outside of their team.
Well, I mean, they have Hendrick, but Hendrick's too busy trying to get his own cars to win, and unfortunately, Chase Elliott's been the only one to do that because the other three suck. Actually, not to Alex Bowman's fault. The other two just downright suck. Because Byron has been abysmal this year in comparison to the last, 4 or 5 years. Because I remember Chris mentioning last week, Byron, we were seeing Byron, be on the rise, starting to hit his prime, hit his stride. And this year, Byron's done absolutely garbage. Hasn't really shown up. Hasn't really been competitive for wins. Larson, he's either leading and chokes it away, or he just spins himself out.
I don't know. My concern is obviously the garage is all on kind of the same team. Like we're not going to help this guy win. Like we don't like this cockiness. We don't like the. I enjoy it. I think it's a fun time. Regardless if he wins or not, you're going to have a fun time watching Carson Hocevar. Like he's going to make fun of the situation, not as in make fun of it, but it's going to be a fun time. And so I enjoy it, but I also know that especially the super speedways, you're going to have help. You cannot do this by yourself. And I just don't feel Spire has a team around him that, you know what, the other 28 of y'all or how many is left outside of the Spire team, y'all can go screw yourselves. We'll do this. We got enough horsepower. We got enough equipment. We got enough drivers. We don't need your help. Joe Gibbs Racing, I feel, can say that. Even if you add the 2311, especially if you add the 2311 in, I think you could say, you know what, we don't need help for nobody else. We have enough talent. We have enough equipment. We are the best of the best. If y'all don't want to help us, that's fine. We got the talent. We don't need your help. I don't feel the same way over at Spire for Hocevar. And so my concern is, does he need to reel this in, even though it is very marketable? Fans love him. Obviously, some of the drivers don't love him so much. He's ruffling the feathers. That's just my concern, is whether or not Spire can put the equipment and team around him, not necessarily build a team around him, but just have the talent working with him to help him win, and likewise, him help his team as well.
Yeah, I don't think money is an issue with Spire Motorsports. They've gotten their fingers in a whole lot of other stuff besides NASCAR racing.
Oh yeah, late model, ARCA. They brought in. They got
Formula
Tristan McKee
One
as a development driver.
Right, they're also in Formula One, and I think other endeavors as well. Yeah. They're connected to the Cadillac team. The same investors that own Spire are also connected to the Formula One Cadillac team. They're all on the same. Yes, they're all in the same book. So there's plenty of money to go around for Spire and to build a team around him. And as you said, Mr. CJ Sports, it is concerning because you do have the starstrucks from, Joe Gibbs Racing. Spire is a relatively new team. You got Daniel Suarez, Carson Hocevar, Michael McDowell. That's not a star-studded lineup. But I think that they've got the pieces around to continue to move him forward. It's all about the check that's getting written to Mr. Hendrick, though, because what we're seeing from Spire is a direct connection, just like we see with 2311 being to JGR. This is basically a 7-car team by Hendrick, and Spire at times is outperforming Hendrick Motorsports with their own equipment. So it just tells you the level of talent that Carson Hocevar has.
At times, I would say most of the season.
Well, I mean, McDowell's not really done. McDowell has not really done great, right? And Daniel Suarez has had really good runs. Like Daniel Suarez, really this year, I feel like has had a better season than his entire career already. But it's definitely, as you said, Mr. CJ Sports, and to counter talk with what you're saying as well, Taz, they're definitely not Kyle Larson and William Byron and Chase Elliott type of talent right there. And so they're doing a lot with their drivers that have a lot less supposed talent than Mr. Hendrick. But, at the same time, we're looking at a future superstar of the sport. And Jamie had said something about Napa being with Michael Waltrip. I think that's something to go back to what we were talking about earlier, because him being a driver more.
When we were talking about like Michael Waltrip with DEI and whatever.
Right. Content is supposed to be a factor. Yeah, and look, I don't want to calm Carson down, but yet he did put himself in a situation where he said what he said on the pre-race show. Did it bite him in his ass later on in the evening or 2:00 in the morning? In most situations, the drivers would have never heard what he said in pre-race. But we had a 3.5-hour rain delay. There was a lot of talk in those hollers that, Carson, once again, opened his mouth and insert foot. And as Dave Moody kind of explained it today, it's not the fact that you pick and choose who your friends are when you come down to 3 laps to go, but you are going to remember certain things. And if you have a chance to not work with somebody because of things that they've said or grudges that you have against them, you're damn right they're going to go help somebody else. And we've seen that with one of the Toyotas helping Ryan Blaney. Who was it? Was it Christopher Bell? Was it?
I know Bell was in there.
Yeah.
I don't think Reddick was much of a help, but Reddick was competing with. I gotta say, I think Bell.
I think it was Christopher Bell. They gave him the push there, but
thank you.
Yeah. All in all, I mean, look, I'm a Hocevar fan. Ride the Dente. Let's do it. We need this kind of, at the beginning of the season, we still had Kyle Busch, right? And we were still hanging on to maybe Rowdy can get Rowdy again, but Rowdy's no longer with us. Rest in peace. A great NASCAR driver, a GOAT, I should say. But this is the beginning of the next chapter, and Carson Hocevar is not a back-of-the-pack driver. The kid's got talent, and he keeps showing that week in, week out. So, it's just going to take time, and I think it's going to take him maturing as a race car driver to know when to go and know when to keep his mouth shut. And, look, people can say what they want to. Dale Earnhardt and Jeff Gordon, though they put on a great show for us with the media, behind the scenes, they were friends. And that's something that, every rivalry looks good on TV, but in reality, what Carson's going to have to do is say, this is just for TV, right? And he's going to have to keep things on the up and up with those in the garage so that he can continue to.
Did y'all catch his post-race Slinger Nationals interview?
Yeah.
Where he apologized for dropping an F-bomb.
Yeah, he dropped the F-bomb, and Bob Dylan was like, wrong network, right? Yeah,
he's like, you're good. You're on flow. You're okay.
In Carson Hocevar, the whole reason they got to do the delayed recordings anymore.
Right.
But yeah. Let's see what else we got here.
Hey, Mama Bear.
Blaney dominating. Rain pushes race into late night, early Monday morning.
Yeah.
Are you guys surprised?
Real quick.
Okay, I was going to say, are you guys surprised that they ran it that late?
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's Atlanta, right? You can't race Atlanta in the middle of the day.
I think
that's in the July.
Well, I think they have a time to work with. Like, I think they have to. I don't think they were battling a curfew set, but I think NASCAR was in the rule books of they had to start by X time in order to be okay with finishing, because I think they have to be careful of like restart time. Like if they restarted, like if they were looking at like a restart time of, I don't know, like midnight, then they were going to say, yeah, we're going to push it back or something like that.
I just didn't know if y'all surprised that they were willing to go until 1:30 in the morning. I can't recall seeing a race this late since the whole Juan Pablo jet fuel incident. Like most of these races don't go until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was kind of surprised that they did run it so late.
You know,
I wasn't surprised being when they restarted.
It's much easier to call your boss on Monday morning and say, look, I'm going to be late than it is to know that the race is going to run on Monday morning and you're probably just going to miss the whole damn day. So at least running the race on Sunday night, there was those that woke up and called the boss and was like, look, man, I'm going to be a little late today. Slept a little late. Something had a tummy ache. You know, was on the pooter. Whatever the excuse may be.
I mean, I'm fine with it. I was just kind of surprised they ran so late.
But taking the whole day off to watch a NASCAR race is probably not going to be, a good idea. So I'm much more for if you have a place and you have lights, let's get it done that night. It's more fair to people to get it done. I feel this way at a local dirt track or your local short track. But get the show in now. Let's get it in. People are already here. Let's not have to bring everybody back tomorrow. There's those that are going to have to get a hotel room, and that's just because they're going to choose to stay instead of drive because they have a long way.
It's funny you mentioned that, Chris, from a dirt racing aspect, because I remember, I want to say it was 2019 running of the Fonda 200. I was there for that. They ran through, I think it was like 70 or 80 something laps into the 200 lapper as a whole, and then like they were under caution for an incident, and then not much longer later rain came down and we were under a rain delay for I think like almost 2 hours, and people were wondering if they're going to restart it, and of course us fans are like, yeah, let's go, and obviously the drivers were all like, let's finish it out. Like,
right.
I mean, we want to crown the first Fonda 200 champion since 2003. So all the drivers were like wanting it to go. Us fans, of course, rowdy dirt track fans. If you're gonna have us choose if we're gonna go racing or move on to the next day, we're gonna choose the racing.
Right.
That's how us rowdy dirt track fans are.
Yeah, like and it's drag racing too, guys. I mean, there's been many drag races last until the sun comes up. We've been on a dirt track at the Slinger Nationals and race modifieds when the sun was coming up. So I mean, I much prefer to go ahead and get it out of the way. As I said, it's better on the crews, better on the teams. The one thing that I really got aggravated with the broadcast was hearing Jamie McMurray cry about how late it was. Can we please send Jamie McMurray back to Joplin, Missouri? The guy completely gets on my nerves. He's the wimpiest NASCAR driver I've ever met in my life. It gets on my nerves. He is such a complainer. He complained about Roush. He complained about his first stint with Chip Ganassi. He complains about the weather. He complains about being sleepy. I mean, come on. Let's just get the douchebag out of there and replace him with somebody who wants to be there. Bring Corey LaJoy in.
Hold on. Jamie
McMama. You can't say McMurray without saying McMama. Do you see the lips? McMama. Oh, Lord have mercy. You are too much, Taz Taylor.
I'm giving myself a applause.
So Miss Lee said, to hell with late starts. I had to work the next morning, especially some that are out of the way out. I think NASCAR should invest in a hotel chain that are located around the track. I think they're doing that. It's not hotel rooms, but they're doing these glamping tents, right? That's what we've seen at Talladega. They had a whole section in the infield that was glamping tents. So, you're not too far off from that, Jamie. NASCAR suites and ends. Well, and look at Atlanta, like you can live in the suites. That's, I think Texas has it, Charlotte. You can actually rent those and do Airbnbs as well when there's really not any racing going on. But, Charlotte, they've always got racing going on at their facility. Man, we are off the rails tonight. We're not even staying on I wrote a show. Now we need to stick to it. Okay, let's get back to the show.
I mean, to be fair, we kind of hinted at. Let's see here. Enfinger.
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of that.
Atlanta, EchoPark, Allgaier and Blaney. We talked about the rain. We talked about Hocevar. The only thing that there's two things. One thing is Bubba Wallace, Hubba Bubba, getting the last lap penalty.
Yeah, Dale Jr. He sent him straight to the tool shed with that one when he dropped down. He's oh! And what do they call it? The junior jump scare. Oh, we got below the line. Penalty. I mean, he had no chance in hell of not getting that penalty after Dale Jr. woke everybody up. If you were asleep, you got woke up to the Dale Jr. jump scare. Oh, he went down below the yellow line. The Dale Jr. jump scare is 9 out of 10. I promise you, every single time. So did any of y'all disagree with that penalty? Did you think that he was forced below the yellow line, or he claims that there wasn't a movement, an intention? It wasn't a movement of position, but it goes back into the rule book where it talks about intention, and his intention was to race toward to the lead. So when he went down below that yellow line, that was an intention to pass.
And then, from what I understand, you got to give up the momentum. You can't carry that and basically advance. That you got to give up that momentum as well when you went below that line.
Yeah, and Jamie, we've got something. We got what we call feud of the week coming up, and that Bubba and Ty issue will be addressed.
The whole thing with that is like, I don't think he was forced down below. See, I don't know, because like, I feel like if you go under but don't pass, you should be fine. But if you go under and pass, then there's the penalty. I don't know. Like, I don't know how NASCAR dissects this penalty or anything like that.
I don't feel you can carry I don't feel you should be able to carry momentum either, though. Like, I mean, obviously, there could be an advantage there. Like, you can't, just because you don't technically pass them when you come back up and you're still at half an inch away from passing them, but you were at the rear quarter panel when you went down below that and you were able to run. I understand your comments, Taz, and I understand NASCAR was kind of in a spot there. Like they had to make this decision. I just happen to agree with it. Now, is part of my agreement because of the whole BS fake news stuff? Yes, I'm sure it's got to do part with that, because I just think that if that never would have happened, we wouldn't have Bubba Wallace where we're at right now. I think that just was. I mean, let's be real. The sponsorships and everything else came because of all that. But up to that point, he was just an average driver on an average team. It's like it's just what it was. But NASCAR could have went either way with it, and I probably would have been fine with it. I don't think that either way necessarily would have been the wrong call. But because they made that call, of course, Bubba's all butthurt about it and feels that he's being screwed. And I understand why NASCAR made that call. Even though you didn't advance the position, you got the momentum because you were down there away from everything, the air and everything else, which helped you get to possibly winning and would have finished second. So I understand NASCAR's call on it at the same time.
Yeah, of course, these double yellow line rules that we go to for these type of races are always so. You have to be very technical, of course. I'm not saying. I think from what you're saying, I think from how you explained it, Mr. CJ, NASCAR made the right call for that. But to me personally, I kind of. And I'm not saying, and I'm no Bubba Wallace fan by any means necessary. I just see it as, if you pass while you're under, then you should be penalized. But if you didn't, well, you probably shouldn't, but given how Mr. CJ explained it, NASCAR has to make a call, and that obviously is the right call, being that the momentum was there. He was already at the corner panel. So the intention was fully there. In terms of him being forced down there, no. If you want a golden example of being forced to the yellow line in advancing position, look up it's either 2003 or 2004. I don't remember what year, but it was one of those 2 years. IROC Daytona, where Ryan Newman edged out Kurt Busch. Newman went to go past Kurt above the yellow line, but Kurt forced him below, and Newman beat Kurt to the line. But they did not penalize Newman because Kurt Busch forced him to the yellow line. But
the one explanation that I think that can put the yellow line to rest is one of the commentators said that that's got to be looked at as a wall, not a yellow line, that's a wall, an inner wall.
Yes.
And if you can make connection with that inner wall, then you're either going to be penalized or you just can't do it. Now, guys, I'm all for it, like just throwing the yellow line away, especially on the last lap. Let them do whatever the hell they want to do. Let's race it out. I don't care who goes there. You can cut the grass to the infield. I don't care. However you can win it's how you're going to win it. I'm completely for that, but NASCAR, they're going to set guidelines. They're going to have rules. This is one of them. I don't think it's going anywhere. Bubba just lost his mind when he went. Jamie said, Bubba famously refuses to lift, even if he knows he's going to wreck. So he swerved the pass and instead went below the yellow line.
I've seen online communities, racing leagues like iRacing, console gaming leagues or whatever that do this with super speedways. They kind of say the double yellow line is intact until the leader officially takes the white flag. Then it's game over. Or they will do it in a sense of where when you come off of turn 4 and heading like in Talladega, Daytona, like when you come off turn 4 on the last lap, that's when the double yellow line rule comes out. Like, you guys want to go for the win? Have at it. In that little stretch.
As much as I would like to agree with both y'all, and I would love not to have a problem with that, I also know that going below that yellow line a lot of times is where that wreck comes because they lose that air, the unevenness of the track and everything else causes a wreck and can cause somebody to get hurt. I would love for there to be no reason at all for us to say, you know what, final lap, do what you got to do. But out of the safety of the sport and knowing the severity, especially as compact and as fast as they're going to win this race and already bumping and beating it already, I don't know if I would want them to change it because dipping below that yellow line causes such an issue so many times because the track surface is different. The grip's different, the levels are different, and that's where we see a lot of these wrecks. And I just don't know if I'm willing to sacrifice the possibility of people getting hurt or possibly worse just to let them have a last lap, do what you want kind of scenario. As great as that sounds, and as much as I would love it, because I want them to nothing to restrict them possibly winning a race. I just don't know if the safety of the drivers is worth it to me to say, you know what, go at it that last lap.
I can understand it especially with the next gen car. I feel like the Gen 6 car was safe enough to where we probably could get away without the.
What happened?
Mr. CJ's worrying about driver safety if we were to take the double yellow line rule away, regardless if the rule's off for just the last lap or if it's off entirely for the race. Because he feels like wrecks would be more common, and you could, put drivers in more harm's way than normal. But I can understand I can understand his point for the next gen car, being that we've already had injuries with this next gen car. And I mean injuries like not anything for Christopher Bell, but like look at what was it 2022 the first year, like Alex Bowman and Kurt Busch, all they did was tap the wall, and not even at the same impact as Christopher Bell, and they got concussions. Luckily for Bowman, he got back into the car a few weeks later. Kurt Busch ended up making him a retired NASCAR driver.
Like I said, I would love for it to be a free-for-all. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I want to see the drivers have basic control of their own destiny and who wins. But that last lap, like we watched the other night, it was Larson. Larson that wrecked on that last lap and hit the inside wall. And who was the Hendricks that wrecked? Like, that was a pretty good hit. And I just feel because
the closing laps of this weekend? Yeah, I don't. It wasn't Larson on the last lap, but it was in the closing laps, though.
Okay.
I think it was like 20.
Yeah, I think that was what brought out the green white checker. Just the air, the unevenness of the track, and everything else, because that was why they made the rule, because it was causing wrecks earlier in the race and everything else. And like I said, as much as I would love for there to be no restriction, especially the last lap, because I just want to see the drivers to have ultimate control who wins the race. I just have concerns of, okay, if we take that rule away, how many drivers are going to be below that double yellow line, and it's going to cause wrecks and severe wrecks, because it's the most intense the race is that last lap where everybody's running for the victory, and it's one of the fastest, most intense, banging already. And then you throw someone at below that line, it loses the air, they lose control of their car, and they shoot back up the track in front of everybody. We finally got past the days of watching Clint Boyer in that 07 Jack Daniels car. I think it was Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, whoever it was, slide across.
Jack Daniels.
So we've gotten past those days. I'd like to stay past those days just out of the safety of the drivers. And so
riding the fence.
Yeah. So I would like to. I remember growing up, and I had my father had a buddy had a satellite, so we got to watch it commercial free. Like you're talking about the days when you had the 600-foot wide satellite in your yard, where Bill Elliott it was stuck up on a wall once too, way back in the day. But I don't know. I'm not willing to sacrifice the health of these drivers. Because even as much as NASCAR's done, I mean, look at Alex Bowman this year. We had to repave and change the rules and get them to pave the inside of the tracks after Kyle Busch broke his legs. Like there's still already pretty severe injuries that go on. So I don't know if I'm ready to have a free-for-all on that last lap to change that rule.
And I think for the most part, most if not all of these tracks, I believe the racing surface versus the apron are they're obviously the same pavement, but they're set up differently, if that makes sense. Like the racing surface is more like obviously rubbered up from the tires, but like you don't know what kind of other things that maybe the track crew has done to the racing surface, whereas the apron, they kind of, that's usually like untouched.
That debris slides down there, and the track temperature is going to be different. Like there's so many scenarios, and the aero, there's just so many things that are different that you're just, I don't know. I don't think the risk is worth the reward as much as I would love for it to be a free for all, at least the last lap.
All right, Chris is having internet issues, so if he's popping in and out, we now know why.
Yeah, do you see me? Am I here?
Yeah.
All right, you guys can hear me?
We can see you. Can you see me?
Yeah, no audio issues
now you
tonight.
see me, now you don't.
I don't know what happened. My internet just went bloop, and I was like, whoa. So, yeah, I don't have anything further on what you guys. I'm glad to know that y'all were still talking about the yellow line or not the yellow line.
Before we head up stat of the day, and I don't mean to cut you off, Chris. Final question on this one: is Atlanta Atlanta, at least the new version of it. Are we still living? Is it living up to its expectations, or is it going beyond expectations? Start with Chris.
Yeah, I think it's the best race of the year. I think it's
CJ?
the best race of the year. I want to see more of it.
CJ?
I mean, I like it, but I'm also a super speedway guy, so the drafting and everything else, like I could watch Talladega and Daytona every race. Like I just love the super speedway.
I love
Even
you,
playing,
man.
even
I
playing
love you.
video games. That is the most intense video game I've ever played. Is the draft at Talladega and Daytona. Like I have never played a video game before or after that was intense. But I love the super speedways. I am a draft guy. I like to see these guys doing almost 200 miles an hour, 3 wide, inches, if they're even inches apart. Like that is such an adrenaline rush. That is so, I can't even put into words. So every race can be Daytona and Talladega and Atlanta for me. So I love it.
I worked with a guy last year doing this, and he did not agree with me whatsoever with that. I promise you I feel at home now. I'm back with my people. No offense to the guy, but he was like
the only time that I did not enjoy a super speedway was my first ever Daytona 500, and I enjoyed the outcome because Wood Brothers was back in victory lane. Trevor Bayne, 2011. That was my first in-person Daytona 500. Not my only, but my first. That's probably the only year I didn't enjoy a super speedway. Outside of that, I've liked some better than others. I've liked rule packages and cars better years than others. But 99 out of 100 times, and that one time is because I couldn't watch the race, I'd choose a super speedway over any other type of racing. I love the super speedway racing.
I think for some reason, like Atlanta.
You're muted, Chris.
For some reason, Atlanta, like this version of Atlanta, I like this one. And not saying that Talladega and Daytona are terrible. I think they provide good racing, but there's something about.
I'm glad you didn't say that.
But there's something about Atlanta with this style of racing. It just brings a different, unique style of racing or drafting style racing. There's something unique about it. I don't know if it's just because of like it's on a shorter, tighter track versus like Daytona, Talladega. You're more, wide open. Well, minus the whole fuel saving nonsense that everybody, pulls half throttle with. But I feel like there's more variables and more tighter racing with this versus Daytona, Talladega. What that seems to be like more flat out. But I think I could, not saying every mile and a half speedway needs to do this, but if there's one or two more tracks that could, play the Atlanta formula, that would be great. Texas,
Las Vegas.
I don't know. I don't know about Las Vegas, but Texas definitely needs a change.
I think this is the evolution of Texas, isn't it? Like this is what they tried to do at Texas, and it didn't quite work for some reason. And they learned from it and made Atlanta a little bit better. But yeah, I would like to see Texas for sure. But everybody poops on Texas, and I've always thought it was a good race. There's always that's a tough track. Like that's look, if we had our perfect little circle and everything just went the way that the fans always wanted, we would have never had a Darlington Speedway, right? You guys realize that? Because Darlington is too tough to tame because the track is completely nonsensical. I mean, you just go out there and literally you weren't even supposed to race up on the top banks of Darlington, the original. You were supposed to race down on the bottom. How they ever figured that out, I don't even know. But at least that's what I heard anyway. But yeah, stat of the day's coming up, right? So Slinger Nationals. Did anybody catch the end of the Slinger Nationals? I thought we were. I caught the
last the last 5 laps or whatever that last restart was.
Yeah, Todd Majeski, he was putting a snooze fest on, and then we got a late caution, and
it was like Larson stinking up the show.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that guy's running out of talent or something. I don't know. He's had run his head too hard. I don't know what the hell Larson's problem is. I don't. And he flipped again in the sprint car. It's like, dude, like, don't you have enough problems? But anyway, yeah, the Slinger Nationals. I didn't know that it was on. Like, who would have thought of Tuesday night, right? The middle of the summer. Like, of course, there's the Slinger Nationals, but it's that somehow that one passed by me. But I seen the Hocevar interview, and I was like, what? The Slinger Nationals? You know, that was, I think, Lucas Oil race on and Summer Nationals race on last night as well on Flow Racing. But I turned it to the Slinger Nationals. Actually, I was watching an All-Star game.
Big Block Modifieds had a series race last night, too.
Yeah. I think that was the Summer Nationals. But, yeah, so that would do it from the green flag headlines. And y'all know what's next.
It's time for
the jingle.
That's right.
Stat of the day, stat of the day, stat of the day. Here comes that what? Stat of the day.
Bop, 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 bop.
Ooh, a little extra pop in there. I like it.
Was a little extra pop. So the stat of the day, there were 6,312 passes between 38 drivers across 214 laps of green flag racing at EchoPark Speedway. That is the sixth most in 10 Gen 7 starts. Tyler Reddick had the most in the field with 289. How about that? Wow.
And I have one more for you, Chris.
And I have one as well that I want to read. Go ahead, Taz.
So NASCAR shared this, and I think this is kind of where I think we overlook a driver, especially out of the Penske camp, because we did this before with Joey Logano number of years ago when he was the I can't say the third wheel, but he was like the fourth wheel to the big three. I want to say it was like 2018 or 19, somewhere around there. 2018, I think it was. Ryan Blaney, his big surge, he has gained 100 points on the leader over the last 4 Cup Series races. But at Pocono, he was minus 165. And now leaving Atlanta, he's now minus 65. So Blaney's coming through in the closing stages of the regular season.
Yeah, you better circle him for a late race run at the championship. Most runner-up finishes through 20 races. Since 2000, Kevin Harvick has 8. Kyle Larson has 7. Christopher Bell now has 5. Jeff Gordon had 5. And Kyle Larson has 5. So Christopher Bell has 5 runner-up finishes.
And also note the last 6 wins from Ford have come from Ryan Blaney as well.
Oh, yeah, most wins by Ford in the Cup Series was Ned Jarrett with 43, Bill Elliott with 40, Joey Logano 35, Mark Martin 35, Dale Jarrett 30, David Pearson 29, Brad Keselowski 27, Fred Lorenzen 26, Junior Johnson 26, and Kevin Harvick 25. And that's that what? Stat of the day.
Bop, bop, bop.
All right, Miss Sharon.
It's your time. Time to shine, Miss Sharon.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
So this week we had Hot Topics on Monday night, 8:15 Central Time. Every Monday night is our live stream. And I had All Sports All Day on with me on Monday night as we discussed the races over the weekend and the hot topics associated with each. Then Tuesday, we're supposed to have our interview. The interview actually took place earlier today. Sal sat down with Ricky Brooks. Some of you will remember Ricky Brooks is the having the Room of Doom at the Snowball Derby because he was the inspector and caught a lot of people. And if you didn't have a legal car, you weren't racing. And now he is the racing director of the UARA, as well as the owner. And so Sal sat down and talked with him about that. And it's a pretty interesting interview if you want to check that out. Then if it's Wednesday, it's
Race Chat Live. Race Chat Live. Race Chat Live.
Yep. And the Race Chat Live guys are on right now talking about all the great things about the racing this weekend and some of the hot topics. Then Thursday, both Reed is on vacation this week, and Jay is at a revival of some sort, so he's not available. So All Sports All Day is going to help me out with the 2 previews that we have this week for North Wilkesboro. So yeah, very happy that he's stepping up and helping out with that. Then Friday is our
Fantasy Report. Set your lineups for NASCAR Cup Series racing for the weekend.
That's right.
Which, mind you, I beat everybody this weekend for the first time in I don't know how many weeks it's not happened.
Yep, it always makes watching the races just that little bit more fun. So I really like it. Anyway, so that's our week this week. And we'll be back on the other side of the race weekend at North Wilkesboro to do it all over again. So thank you guys for all that you do.
Thank you for all that you do, Miss Sharon. Yes, it wouldn't be possible without you.
Take care, guys.
So Jamie had said Charlotte has begun showing aging and excessive wear trackside. When does CMS get a repave, and could it be reconfigured like Atlanta? Texas should be 2-tiered figure 8-track. I hear you. I think Tony Stewart would like to see that. Also, he said something about the Mustang. I did want you guys to see that I have a special shirt on today. I don't know if I can. Let's see if I can.
He's got a Ford Mustang shirt. Either he muted himself or he pulled the mic. Nope, we still can't hear you.
I pulled the mic.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah, the mic dropped. Dumbass.
Newest short on the YouTube channel.
That's why I can't do the spin when I'm all mic'd up like this. So you know, there's always good and bad. Yeah. Outside of that, the new Mustang coming, but they're doing some testing. Let's jump right up into.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start our second hour with. Hold on, we gotta find it. Starting second hour with going under the hood. What's this, guys? What is all this?
What is that?
What is this, guys? I don't know.
Looks like a turbo.
It's a twin turbo engine.
It's a spool.
Look at the radiator. It stinks.
Got fluid in it.
All right, we can talk about the controversy and deep dive discussion. First things first, we need an update on the in-season tournament. The Taz's in-season NASCAR tournament takes another twist as we started Atlanta with 3 people having a lot of points left on the line with their champions now on the line. Well, Atlanta proved otherwise that 2 out of those 3 people are now practically out.
Yeah, threw the baby out with.
There's only one person left standing with their predicted champions still in it, and you're looking at them.
Wow.
You're looking at.
And who is that? Who is it? Ryan Blaney.
Ryan Blaney. I was the only one that predicted him.
Wow.
With that being said, points after the Elite 8 of Atlanta. Reed leads the points with 270. Chris is 50 points behind. However, he can get a little bit of points from the Final 4. I think he needs Ryan Blaney to win his matchup in order to get those points. Sharon has officially busted out, sitting 3rd with 210 points. I am in fourth with 190 points with not only the Fast Four, but my champion's still in it. So, I mean, that's about 240 points right there sitting on the table for me. Lee sits officially busted out 160 points in fifth. And Hunter in sixth with 160 points as well has officially busted out. And when we get to the actual bracket, McDowell beat out Bowman by 7 spots, 15th versus 22nd. Bubba Wallace was ruled 29th after the penalty to Blaney's win, obviously. And then Denny Hamlin and Ross Chastain was determined by one position, and Ross Chastain got him. So that knocked out Hamlin. And Austin Cindric with a 14th place finish knocks out Chase Briscoe, who finished 36th. Briscoe was involved in a wreck that caused him to not finish. So the final four in the Taz's in-season tournament are Michael McDowell taking on Ryan Blaney and Ross Chastain taking on Austin Cindric. Michael McDowell was the 17 seed to start this. Ryan Blaney the 5 and is the highest seed remaining. Michael McDowell is the lowest seed remaining as well. Ross Chastain at the 7 seed and Austin Cindric the 14 seed. Any predictions to who might win this match? These two matchups going into the championship. As you see the points posted right there, as I mentioned earlier. And then the tournament bracket updated there. McDowell against Blaney for North Wilkesboro. Any predictions there?
Oh, Blaney all the way.
Mr. CJ, Blaney or McDowell?
Blaney.
All right, we're on a Blaney sweep. This one could go either way. Chastain versus Austin Cindric. Thoughts and predictions on this one?
Chastain.
Yeah, I don't know. That is a tough one because I expect the Fords to run really, really well here. And Chastain's a mid-pack driver right now. So I don't know. I'm going to go with Cindric.
You know what? I'm kind of feeling Cindric. I don't know. Some about Cindric, spoiling the party. I mean, Cindric's knocked out Logano, Buescher, and now Briscoe. In this tournament, he's finding ways to get by his opponent. So I'll take Cindric versus Blaney for a Penske final. Jamie Schweitzer also predicting the Cindric versus Blaney Penske final for this.
And he said he picked Blaney to win too. Win it all with 227 laps led. I guess that was for the race there. But yeah, teammates for the championship, as Miss Sharon pointed out.
Yeah. I guess Mr. CJ is the minority for the Chastain-Blaney final.
I think it could go either way, but I just expect
that matchup could go either way. I
expect the Fords to really run well here. Didn't Joey win the All-Star race here?
That he led every lap of, and much more to come later on?
I think so.
Back to you, Chris.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, was that last year? Or that was the year before last, wasn't it?
No, that was, we were on Blog Talk for this one.
Yeah, so that was 2 years ago. That wasn't last year.
It was 2 years ago, because I have that clip still.
Yeah.
When I said that, and I caught you off guard, and you were laughing like a freaking hyena.
Yeah, you got a real laugh out of me, right? Yeah, so we have a Joey Logano skit coming up later on, and I hope it's going to be just as fun. So Joey Logano, we've not forgotten about you, buddy. We still love making fun of you here at Race Chat Live.
Don't worry.
He did it right at the same time. I love you, buddy. Oh, Mr. CJ Sports, you're being quiet. Not getting sleepy over there, are you? Because up next, I think we got the rule package change.
Next
right?
is NASCAR put out this news earlier today. New super speedway package announced for the Daytona race. So the update for the Daytona race coming up in a few weeks for the regular season finale. So the package update goes as follows: 4-inch spoiler and wide splitter, which is the same spoiler package as the 1.5-mile intermediate tracks. Safety equipment remains the same as the current super speedway package. Engine tapered, spacer reduced to 27 32nds, about 465 horsepower. That I think the horsepower was like 520 or something like that. Now it's like a 465. New spoiler braces, spoiler deflection device redesigned to accommodate 4-inch spoiler. Performance aspects brings the single car speeds estimated about 2 to 3 miles an hour faster than current qualifying. Maximum pack speeds estimated in the same range as it is now. And dynamic passing maneuver CFD indicates completion of a pass with a 5-mile-per-hour run is more likely with a new package. Basically, they're trying to create more downforce, less drag, to kind of eliminate some of this fuel-saving strategies that teams have been playing with this, with the half throttle nonsense that kind of kills some of the super speedway racing that we have seen recently. So, do we think NASCAR is heading in the right direction? Is this the answer?
Until you try something, you don't know. It is a hypothesis. It is a theory. I kind of believe it. I think that they've gotten their ducks in it. It's hard to believe we're going to reduce horsepower to go faster, but at the same time, if you have less drag and you're able to get out, then that 5 miles an hour should be exactly the momentum they need to make a pass. And, you know, are we going to bundle up a bunch of race cars? Maybe so, but at least we'll have passes for the lead. And, you know, I've never thought going backwards in horsepower would be approved by Denny Hamlin. But Denny Hamlin said that this could be up to 33% better package-wise than what we've ran before. Now, what that exactly means, I don't know. I mean, that's like a third of a chance, I guess, that this is going to be better than what we had. But look, until, you know, if we just do the same thing, it's going to be the same outcome. So NASCAR's doing something to make a difference, to make some changes here to see if we're moving in the right direction. Reduction of horsepower just doesn't seem like the right idea. You would think you'd add more horsepower, but there again, when you're dealing with speed and dirty air and whatnot, you know, their models say a reduction in horsepower by almost 50 horsepower is going to add for faster racing and a better ability to pass. Please, somebody, I need some engineer to come on and explain that, how that works. Mr. CJ Sports, maybe you're better at explaining it than I am.
I have not a clue. I just wonder if they're trying to make NASCAR great again. There is a comment, will these changes cause the cars to weigh more or less?
I don't think that there's any weight reduction or anything.
I don't think there's any difference in weight, really, on this one.
Yeah. I don't know. You know, at least NASCAR is willing to make a change and do something different. And, you know, whether or not every other racetrack you wanted to maximize horsepower, here, you know, they're just going to stick a bigger spacer on there. So I thought we were past the restrictor plate era, but I guess somehow or another a spacer is not a restrictor plate. I don't know. I'm kind of confused on that as well. But I want to see great racing. I don't know what's wrong with what we've had, 4-wide racing for 20 laps. I know that you can't come from the back, but until these cars are spread out, you're just going to have to learn how to maneuver the draft and know what lane to go in that moves, right? And I think that maybe this will slow the cars down enough for those reactionary times to be there. And we're going to see. It's not been it's nothing new to see these cars like draft up to each other and suck in really fast. So I can't wait to see.
This ain't IROC racing.
Yeah, I want to see at what rate the close-in rate is for these cars when they get up to speed. This is without any practice or anything, but they're going to throw it. They're going to throw the book at it and see what happens. That's all we can do.
Throw the kitchen sink. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I wish I was more smart when it comes to this, but it's really outside of our league. But at the same time, I mean, like I said, at least we're doing something. At least we're going to try something. If people are unhappy, then maybe that's, it's hard to say that I'm unhappy with the package. And me and Mr. CJ both agree that these are our favorite races of the year. So I don't know, but I've heard a lot of complaints. And look, we go and watch these races live most of the time, so we don't really get to see the point of view that you see from television. Though, we don't make it to Daytona. I get to watch it on TV. And Daytona is a little bit more narrow as a racetrack, so you can't make it 4 wide through the corners like you can at Talladega. What we've seen at Atlanta really compares to what we had at Daytona in the 90s. And that's the kind of racing that I think that fans want to see.
I will say this, and it just came up to me. I feel like Atlanta is like, this could be an odd comparison or odd metaphor, however you want to put it. It could be an odd painted picture as I'm gonna put it out. If Talladega and Daytona had a baby, you get Atlanta. I feel like the racing and speeds for a 1.5 mile racetrack is kind of like Talladega-ish, but you're racing on a Daytona. On like at least the track width of it.
Right.
But yeah, unfortunately, we're not.
That's funny. It's how my wife describes a Buc-ee's. She said it's like Walmart and Speedway got together and had a baby.
Yeah. And everybody talks about how good the food is. Would you please look at the package and see why does a brisket need 100 different ingredients in it? I don't know. So be careful when you're going to Buc-ee's. It's probably, it's a lot of chemicals in their food. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe these weren't good topics. Maybe I should have thought a little bit. I think these were
the next one. The next one we're going to hit upon. No, honestly, I think this is okay because we can get through these ones a little bit more quicker. Because I mean, the next two are going to probably be more fun with this. SMI, and this was also announced earlier today. SMI and zMAX Cars Tour partner up together. SMI joins the, I think joins the ownership side of things with Dale Jr., Justin Marks. I think Jeff Burton's a part of this, and I know I'm missing somebody. I can't think of who it is.
Harvick.
Oh yeah, Kevin Harvick.
Mm-hmm.
Now, does SMI have any rights to North Wilkesboro, Rockingham, or any of those tracks that they visit like once a year?
Not Rockingham. Rockingham's owned by IHRA. We're going to talk about that one next. But yeah, I mean, basically they can bring the cars tours to some of these tracks that they own, and put on some big races, man. I mean, this was discussed during the lawsuit time of, potential series that could take over if NASCAR were to go defunct, and the capability of the Cars Tour becoming a nationwide brand. I think
I'd be down to see a late model run on Daytona.
Oh man, wouldn't that be so cool, man? But SMI doesn't own Daytona or Talladega, so. But what they do own is they own Charlotte, and they own I think Nashville. They own.
I think so. Hold on. Let's see. What?
Yeah, I know they own Texas. I know they own Atlanta.
SMI own tracks. Here we go.
They own Charlotte.
I know they used to own Las Vegas too, because I got approved. I didn't make it, but
SMI owns owned and operated tracks
Bristol
by
as well.
SMI. Atlanta, Bristol, Charlotte, Dover, Kentucky that's now abandoned, which there is a video I
Yep,
have to show.
Kentucky.
I have to show it, but somebody did visit Kentucky recently. I have to yet watch it, but I want to share it with everybody though.
They still own Atlanta too.
Yeah, they according to this, they own Atlanta.
It's crazy because that's where I got a lot of my media credential from. I did Atlanta, Bristol. I got approved for Vegas. We didn't make it there. The only track out of all that you said that I applied to many times was Charlotte, and that was the closest track. Like, it took me setting up through a third-party interview with David Reagan and RJ Mitty to even get credentials for Charlotte, and that was the track that was closest to me, and they would not approve. They approved me Kentucky, Bristol, Vegas. I think it was another track they approved me for, but they would not approve me at Dagon Charlotte for whatever reason.
Yeah, Talladega, 15 years in, they still never approved me.
SMI also owns Nashville Superspeedway, New Hampshire, North Wilkesboro. The only road course they own is Sonoma, and then Texas.
Just think about that. North Wilkesboro, New Hampshire, those are areas that really, to see the Cars Tour there, man, I mean, this could be major. This could be a major shakeup. This could be in the underwriting of a new national series that I think we're already tuned into. I mean, I love the Cars Tour. I think it's an amazing race. It's an amazing
you have to
series.
think of it. Out of those, what did I say? 11 tracks. We're getting about close to 15 races out of those tracks right there, and that's putting Kentucky out of the list with not running there, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah, I think this is a big move for SMI, and it's an even bigger move for Dale Jr. and what they're trying to do.
Let's see here. IHRA cancels events, as in they have canceled the remainder of the 2026 stock car series that was new for this year for them.
$1 million payout.
They've been also known for. I know everybody thinks NHRA, but IHRA was also big in the drag racing world as well, as they canceled their Nitro drag racing series for the remainder of 2026 to take a step back and focus on 2027. The reasons they basically said were to repicture and be more organized and stronger for 2027. And they did not want to put on events for the rest of the year that should not have lived up to what the fans, drivers, teams, sponsors were expecting. Which I know there's a lot of people with questions and concerns about this. There's also some people that are kind of bashing IHRA, probably for, I don't know if it's good or bad reasoning, but I know for me, my favorite Northeast modified driver, big block modified driver, Matt Shepard, got a new primary sponsor this year after a longtime primary sponsor. Him and that sponsor agreed to, mutually part ways. And he picked up IHRA as a new primary sponsor. And I will tell you this, Matt Shepard for the last 5, 6, maybe 7 years, maybe a little bit longer than that, has put together 20 to 30 wins a season, sometimes more than 30. This guy, I don't even think he's touched 10 yet, and we are in July. We're about halfway through the racing season for the big block modifieds. Mind you, they start at Volusia in February, and they end in November at Charlotte. Or is it October?
I think it's November.
Okay, so yeah, they run just about as long as NASCAR. We're about halfway through. It's a little concerning in terms of like, not only what have they done? Does the cancellation hurt them as a sponsor now? Because obviously I'm used to seeing this guy winning so much that people are getting sick and tired of him winning all the time, or most of the time. But it also is kind of like, how did we go from 20, 30 wins to like we're struggling to hit 10.
Right.
So so as Miss Lee said,
Are the
what
checks
is IHRA
cashing?
doing?
Yeah, are the checks cashing? That's the question, because these guys, they've got to have the bankroll in order to run these races and run. So there may be some issues, and may have been some issues going on with the sponsorship there. Look, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, and this is allegedly, but it's been rumored that IHRA has bought all these properties, and they're going to turn around and sell them to a data center for the property. So Rockingham could very well be on the chopping list based off of their resources that they already have available for that area, being that there's a racetrack there. So I would hate to think that would be what they were doing, but there was a whole lot of money being thrown around, and we don't really know where that money was coming from. And now they're going to pay the penalty for it. If not, then, like, we always don't want to believe that there's shell companies, but when you had Solar DC, right, there was questioning going on. Like, where did these guys get all this money from? How are they able to sponsor all these events and all these races and the car? And, it just seems like when somebody comes in and they start throwing a whole lot of money around, there's an ulterior motive going on.
Did you watch the story about that? That was crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah. Like, dude was straight. Like, he was,
that was crazy.
Yeah. He had like 5 units built and sold like 3,000. So yeah, it's unreal that, and some girl was the one that turned him in because she was mad about something at the, but there was government money being handed out. So they were taking advantage of it. If you don't know the whole story about the Solar DC, go find it on YouTube. I think not Iceberg. Who is it? One of my favorite guys too. Last Car, whatever his name is. He's the one that did that. Did the whole thing on Solar DC. But yeah, it just seems to be that every time somebody comes into racing, they're throwing a whole bunch of money around. JD Stacy, right? We can go back all the way to him. When somebody comes in and starts throwing a whole bunch of money all around, it's most of the time some shiesty business going on. And I just don't want to believe that they were negotiating all these contracts to get a hold of these racetracks to turn them into data centers. But at the same time, I'm not far from believing it. And I believe that was on Dave Moody. So if you want to go back and watch that or listen to that yesterday, about 2:00 Central Time is when that was discussed on Dave Moody. So, maybe they're going to get it all together and come back next year. But we heard this with the Old Man series too, right? What was that? The SRX series. Yeah, they were gonna call it for now, and they were gonna regroup for next year, and you know how that went.
Well, I mean, difference between IHRA and SRX. IHRA never sold out to somebody else. Yeah. SRX did. They sold out to Skip Barber. To come to find out that the transaction from Skip Barber never fully happened. So that left SRX in even more of a toilet hole than what they started with.
Kind of like the trade of Kawhi Leonard to Toronto. You might have been following that, Mr. CJ Sports. Y'all know the whole deal with that. So the Clippers signed Kawhi Leonard to this large amount of money, right? But then on the side, he got this contract to do something for a shell company that didn't even exist. Cashed in like $40 million. Well, there's a guy from ESPN, Pablo Torres, who somehow or another did some investigating and found out that there was a shell company that the owner of the Clippers was using to pay Kawhi Leonard. And now the NBA has investigated it for a year. So all of a sudden, 3 weeks ago, Kawhi Leonard was going to get traded back to the Toronto Raptors, where he come from, where he won a championship at. And then when Adam Silver said, we're going to, we want you to know that you're going to inherit whatever responsibilities that come with Kawhi Leonard, Toronto backed out of the trade and was like, hold up, what do you mean? And so now the whole trade from Kawhi Leonard from the Clippers to the Toronto Raptors is on ice because of the pending investigation with the shell company's money and all. But guys, the reason why this isn't a big subject is because it's been going on in sports for a very long time. with the salary cap issues and stuff like that. But I hate to move us off rail there, but if people didn't know what was going on in that kind of situation when we compared the two, I wanted them to know. So,
all right,
bored y'all. Y'all are asleep.
Right. Here we go. No, we're gonna wake up because the next one's gonna be great. Hold on, I got to find the right prop for this.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I really did good on the topics here tonight.
Ding ding ding. Here we go. This week's feud of the week.
Who's boxing?
We got in the. This might be a little racist here. Sorry.
Whoa!
In the white in the white corner here, we got Bubba 2311 Ding Dong Wallace. In the red corner, we got the Grandpappy Kid, Ty Gibbs. Can we get the big old Hubba Bubba to knock down the little Grandpappy special kid, Ty Gibby?
So, what really led into this whole ordeal with those two? Was it a spin, like coming to a stage win?
I don't remember what it was over, but I do remember Hubba Bubba making a comment saying, "This is how Toyota teammates race."
Right.
Like, dude, are you a Toyota driver, or are you just kind of being a douchebag?
Yeah, so I mean, look, I think it was a spin coming to the one of the stage breaks. I think Ty got into the back of him and just didn't let up. Like Bubba was loose, and Ty got into the rear of him, spun him around, and then what I think topped it off was at the end when he needed that surge or that push, he wound up going to the infield or down below the yellow line. I think that the closest Toyota teammate would have been Ty Gibbs, and Ty decided to go elsewhere. So that, I think, is where, Bubba was upset that a Toyota teammate didn't help him, get the win. And, I don't know the relationship with Bubba and JGR. I've never really investigated that. I did not know that there was beef between Bubba and Ty Gibbs, but, I love the feud of the week. Like that's it, man. I love it. Like these guys are building rivalries, and Bubba gets on there and he cries a little bit about his teammate or whatever. But in reality, if Bubba didn't work with Ty somewhere down the road, maybe Ty's upset about that. So Bubba does look through the glass one way and not a two-way mirror. But it's one of those situations there where, thank God he gave us a soundbite.
Ding, ding, ding.
So CJ's fell out of his chair over there. I don't even see him anymore.
And the sad part is he didn't have his apples.
Yeah. Mr. CJ, where you at?
Where are the apples, man?
Boom, boom.
I want those apples.
Yeah, we gotta have him wait for this. We gotta have him wait for this next one. This is a little bit off cue, but it's been a slow news week, so I kind of wanted to do this. Now, also, there's
hold on. There's the Rocket Man, Ryan Newman, gonna drive a Ram truck this weekend at North Wilkesboro. Yeah. Colleague Racing calls upon Rocket Man Ryan Newman to run the free agent number 25 for North Wilkesboro this weekend.
I mean, isn't this so cool, right? I mean, let's just go through the list of names of drivers that have gotten in to the Truck Series this year, not just with the Ram team, but all together. Like, it's just been. This is what I thought the Truck Series was going to be really good at, and we got away from that. It was kind of a grooming series there for a while, but. Look, I love to see Ryan Newman show back up to the racetrack. I love these guys given the opportunity. I want to see Kevin Harvick back in a truck one more time. I want to see Tony Stewart with another opportunity. Just seeing these guys come down and race and have a good time. Rusty Wallace, man, we need to get him in a truck. Like, I mean,
he's going to be running an IROC car in D.C.
Right. And he's going to be the Grand Marshal for North Wilkesboro coming up. So, in case you didn't know.
Gosh, I can only imagine that high pitch voice for that one.
So Ryan Newman, though, getting a chance in the 25 truck. I hope he does well. And it seems like after last week, I think it was last week when they had a race. No, was it this week? They ran pretty well at Lime Rock. I know Corey LaJoy got into an incident, and the other one, who was in the – there was another one that was running up front, and he got into
Brown?
Yeah, Colin Braun. Yeah, Braun. It's Braun. They keep saying Brown. Colin Brown. It's not Colin Brown. It's Colin Braun. I mean, come on.
Braun.
Yeah, it's Braun. B-R-A-U-N.
Braun,
I mean, if it's Scooter Braun and it's Billy Braun or whoever the guy that ripped off what was the short track guy that ripped everybody off the Extreme Series or whatever? What was his name? He was a Braun too.
I can't think of his name.
Yeah. He's paying his debts back though, so he'll be back. You'll see soon. He'll be back.
Oh, there's a stat I somehow missed too. So believe it or not, Colleague Ram trucks have more road/street course top 10s than any other team in 2026. Right here. Colleague has 7 top 10s in the truck series as a whole organization. Tricon and McAnally and Nice Motorsports. Each of those teams have 6 apiece, and then Front Row Motorsports has 4. Obviously, Colleague is doing something right, at least on that side of things.
Yeah, I think we lost CJ.
Ding, ding, ding.
He's not coming back, man. Let's...
Mr.
There he is. Hey, buddy.
There you go.
All right, let's get to Joey Logano.
It's been a long couple days.
Yeah, he's been up for the last 24 hours, guys. Give him a break. But let's get to Joey Logano. Be looking like who?
Yeah, Joey Logano. Our last topic for this one before we go to our 3 S's. Mr. Joey Logano, formerly known as Giggles, because I've changed his nickname. He's looking to be like who? Mr. Clean, Dr. Evil, Megamind, Captain Underpants. Please help me out with this last nickname, because the only thing I can think of is the freaking stupid snail movie that happened. Turbo.
All right, does he look like Mr. Clean? Let's put Mr. Clean up.
Yes, just not as
let's
buff.
get Mr. Clean up. Huh?
Yeah, Logano's the slim version of him.
All right, let's do Dr. Evil. Does he look like Dr. Evil?
Dr. Evil.
No. That's Megamind. Oh, there's Dr. Evil. $100 million.
Put the Megamind back up. Oh my God.
I think he looks more like Megamind than it. It's big brain time, baby. How about Captain Underpants? Does Joey Logano remind you of Captain Underpants?
No.
Let's see,
No. Yeah, no. His head ain't cone shaped.
Oh Lord! And last but not least, does Joey Logano look like Turbo?
The only thing
I think this is the most relatable.
No.
That gets your track racing.
No. No. He's definitely not Turbo. Megamind. Right. That one got me.
Megamind.
Megamind got me.
Mr. Clean.
But I'm still gonna call him Mr. Clean.
Yeah. All right. That wasn't as fun as I thought it would be.
Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean.
All right. I hope y'all got your 3 S's ready.
All righty. Standouts, shout-outs, and shout-downs. 3 names that stood out amongst the rest of the previous week. We each have our own, and we'll be able to bring forward without discussion. Before I get to the first person, Chris, I'm going to put some pressure on you, because if a certain somebody isn't a standout or a shout-out on your list, I'm going to be very disappointed in you, and I'm going to call you out on it. So I want you to go first.
No, I don't want to go first. I hadn't even done them yet.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Yeses. Yeah, I know, right? I'm probably gonna miss it too. A shout out, of course, Junior Motorsports. Justin Allgaier, sex.
What?
6. I know, right? Wait a minute. What? 6 wins on the season. Man, what a dominant year for Junior Motorsports. A shout. Was that shout out or was that a standout?
That was a shout out.
All right, standout would be Ryan Blaney. You finally got forward up there, like, right? I know I'm gonna miss who you want me to do. I know I am, and it's terrible. Like I can't. Yeah.
Starting to think I'm more of a fan of him than you are.
Oh Lord, I don't know what's going on here. And a stand down would be. Oh man, I don't know. This week it's tough. I don't know. Stand down. Bubba Wallace in his comments. I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Except for what it is. Not everybody's going to help you.
Can we poke the bear?
Mr. CJ Sports, you got your 3 S's?
Poke the bear.
His 3 S's are Z's. Z's. We just.
Oh my God. Oh,
we just got to move on, man. We just lost this guy.
All right.
Oh, how embarrassing.
First, I want to do my standout. And this is going to be a weird standout. Cody Ware, you pulled off the fastest lap of the race this weekend. Congratulations.
What? How did I miss that? No way, dude. Are you serious?
I'm being dead serious. Oh
wow.
No. Oh,
I can't
no.
See it. It's the boxing thing.
All right, Miss Sharon, I'm going to put this in the group here. And it's got to be posted because Chris needs to believe me on this one. All right, it's now posted to the group. Cody Ware literally had the fastest lap of the race this past weekend.
That's unbelievable.
So I feel like that deserves the one and only standout he gets for the whole season.
Right?
Yeah, Miss Sharon, that screenshot I posted is in our group chat. If you're able to pull it up, because Chris does not believe me, and I don't think he's going to until he sees it. And then I'm gonna do my shout out last. Oh yeah, here it is. Chris, look at that. Oh,
wow.
Whoa. There it is. Look at.
That is crazy. Hey, you got an extra point. How about that?
Cody, you did it.
Wow. Fast race car this weekend. Just went into the corner and all the funding fell off.
Damn. All right. So my shout down is going to be the IHRA. I don't know what's going on over there. You went crazy in the beginning of the year. You were looking promising in this huge deal, competitor for anything and everything. And now you've been this, in the last few days this week, you've been nothing but a giant disappointment. So that's all I got there. As for my shout out, I'm starting to believe I'm more of a fan than you are, Chris, and you were a big hype man around this guy for quite some time. And I'm starting to feel like I'm becoming more of the hype man for him.
Oh, yeah?
That Jones boy with a top 5 finish at Atlanta, and I told him.
Dang it.
And guess what? He ran top 10 for a good part of that race in that 43 car. And you know what's great? What's even better? Friday in the fantasy report, I gave him praise saying, look out for this guy. I put him as my starter in the fantasy lineup, and he scored me some good old juju points. Yeah. I'm liking that Jones boy. Give him a shout out. Disappointed in you, Chris. Disappointed in you.
I know. I dropped the ball on that one. I also dropped the ball on the poll question. I'm trying to get it out there.
Boy. So there's my 3 S's, Chris's 3 S's, and Mr. CJ's 3 Z's.
CJ! Dang.
He's gone and then some.
All right.
We need to play that song by Montgomery Gentry, Gone Like a Freight Train, Gone Like Yesterday.
Wow.
Yep. All right.
So
we have our weekly poll question.
Yeah, we're trying to get it out. It's gonna need a minute to actually get some wind underneath it. I got a little carried away there. But the weekly poll question is the 110 Nation Race Chat Live weekly poll question presented by a fan for racing site and radio. Does winning the regular season championship mean more with the new chase format? I believe it does.
I feel like it does, being that we're doing real, true points racing. I know in the playoff era, obviously the most points scored in the regular season was the regular season champion. But I feel like in the regular season, then in that era, you were chasing more so for wins than points. This time around, you're really, truly chasing for every points. So I believe this one's going to mean more than I think for the playoff era. And I know NASCAR has put out that on their website or on their Facebook site that Denny Hamlin and Tyler Reddick have clinched spots in the postseason. But according to TobyChristie.com, nobody has clinched any chase spots yet. There's still too many points available to call anybody a lock-in or a lockout just yet. So maybe we'll see in the next week or two if anybody's clinched, but as of right now, no. Nobody's clinched anything. So whatever NASCAR posted, they must be drinking some sort of Jack Daniels Mountain Dew or some shenanigan cocktail. But yeah. So we got... I have to find my agenda here. All right. Chris, what do you think on that one? On your poll question.
Yeah, I mean, I think it does. I think it's a big difference now. It's not a crapshoot type of deal. These guys are going to get quite a boost from winning that. And, we don't have any resets, right? We're just going to go straight through. So, I think
there is a reset. I think 2000.
Well, there's a reset once the points stop. I mean, at the end of the season.
Once the regular season ends.
Yeah, there's a reset, but you're given an added bonus for the track championship, and I think that bonus is going to really catapult the eventual winner, or at least
So the points reset
gives you a better cushion for sure.
So the regular season champion. So when the points reset happens, the regular season champion will start with 2,100 points. And they get a 25 point, and basically they're given a 25-point bonus. Right. So the top seed earns 2,100 points, and then the next guy in line, second place, will get 2,075 points. No, I had it. Now my phone be done did stupid.
What happened?
Oh, Chris is there. But I don't see myself.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, I'm back.
Hey. Yeah. I think we took him down.
How you doing, buddy?
Business. We don't let you sleep at the bar. We're not gonna let you sleep on Race Chat Live. Get out of here, man. Go get you some sleep. We got this. Poor guy. He really does. Look, not. Mr. CJ has a very eventful life. He's a manager for Circle K. Circle K. He's been doing that for a long time. He's created his memorabilia business. And then on top of that, he took on lawns, doing lawn care work. And it works the hell out of him. And he's got an ultimate plan down the road. But look, nobody needs to give him much hell more than what we already give him, because he's a hardworking guy. And, he gave me an opportunity for years, a platform to work from, and I'll have that guy's back through the thick and thin, no matter what, because there's nobody more dedicated to giving us and keeping us together than him. And so, yeah, nobody needs to take it as an insult that he fell asleep on the show. We love him, and we'll always give him a platform. And like he's done for us, and we'll do for him, and we got his back, baby. Anybody that don't like it, they can kiss my.
But yeah, back to topic here. But yeah, regular season champion will start off at 2,100 points. Second place gets 2,075.
No, sure. I didn't mean that to you either.
Third is 2,065. And then I think and then each position after third is a 5-point drop. So having that 25-point advantage could play huge, at least to maybe start out the chase. But we have seen so far in the regular season that maybe that 25-point gap may not be as big as we all thought it would be.
Right. I mean, you look at what Denny Hamlin and what Ryan Blaney's been able to do. Right. Ryan Blaney was 150 points out.
165, and now he's down to 65.
Right.
In the last four races.
Right. So, look, there may be a small cushion there, but it's not going to be a guarantee. But it will mean something there at the end. And you don't expect the top seed to get the catastrophic failures, but it has happened. And look at Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards.
Jimmy Johnson, a couple of his championships are in the same deal. Like he wasn't top guy for the first 26, but for the last 10, he was there.
Right. 87% so far agree on the poll question that yes, that it will have. It's more meaningful than what it was. Now that doesn't guarantee them a championship for sure, but it will give them a little bit more meaningful in the grand picture of things. So,
all right. So
I must be getting tired myself because I can't get words out of my mouth tonight.
All right, we're gonna quickly go into the long run before we end the weekly rankings. The long run, we preview the upcoming week of NASCAR. We are heading to North Wilkesboro for the first points-paying race for the Cup Series since 1996. Wow, that was when I was born.
I so wanted a picture of your mom and dad holding you as a little bitty baby, but I didn't know how to get it. So I did tell Miss Sharon before you got there. Like I almost reached out to your wife and was like, "Do you have any picture of like Taz when he was a little bitty baby?" Because I thought that was the year you were born.
Yeah, 96 was when I came into the world.
Well, let's talk about some other things that happened in 1996 real quick.
Things that stand out from 1996 besides me coming into this world.
Yeah, besides Taz Taylor being born. The Unabomber was arrested. Now, the Unabomber was a really big deal. He made Time Magazine. And at the time, Time Magazine was the go-to. It was like the National Geographic of news. If it happened, Time Magazine was going to cover it. If anybody remembers the sketch. Also, the Atlanta Summer Olympics. Now that was a big deal. There was also a bombing that happened at the Olympic Park there. That somebody set a bomb up underneath a bench, and that became big news. Flight TWA 800. I was actually at my aunt's house in Fort Worth, Texas. When that plane went down, and it had nothing to do with anything where we were or anything like that, but it was just something that really to this day it still stands out. It's one of those where you're watching TV and it comes on breaking news, and they talked about the flight TWA 800 being possibly shot down. And I think that to this day, it's still up in the air whether or not that plane was taken down. Nintendo 64 was released.
I played
that was, my gosh, like James Bond 007 GoldenEye. That was the best game ever.
I played more so of the classic Mario games on that thing.
Tupac was murdered. How about that? Tupac was murdered at the conclusion of the Mike Tyson fight in Las Vegas. Independence Day was at the box office along with Space Jam.
Seen both of those movies.
Wow. And the Dallas Cowboys. So Taz Taylor is the reason why the Dallas Cowboys have never won another championship, NFL championship. They were the Super Bowl winner in 1996. Now, this is the beginning of 1996, not for the 96 season. Everybody understands how the Super Bowl is. The Super Bowl is played the following, in January, but it's for the 95 season. So technically, they were the 95 champions, but it happened in 96. Terry Labonte won the Cup championship in 1996. So
I'll applaud you. I'll applaud you, Terry.
And I do want to say something that's kind of been on my heart to say, and I don't normally use this platform, but I will. I know that racing has its seriousness and people get involved. The problem is even in NASCAR, even the biggest stars, in 10 years, nobody's going to really remember you. And if they do remember you, let's not make it something negative that they remember you about. There's some things going on in our area where, there's just some social media stuff and whatnot. And it got me to thinking back 15 years ago when I got in this business. The names that I had to learn then are not the names that I know now. And that just shows you that you're only in this for a short time, whether you want to be, whether, there are some that last generations in racing, but most are just in and out in a few short years. Make that moment memorable. Don't spend your lifetime worried about what other people are saying about you. Don't play into the drama. You be you, and you try to make a name for yourself so that maybe in 10 years, when the next generation takes this over, they'll remember who you are, and not by something that was portrayed on social media or negative context. Just don't play into it. Let it be. People are going to be negative. They're going to be ugly. They're going to say things. Let it be. It may be a personal. It may be a personal attack now, but in 10 years, will it really even matter? It won't matter in 10 years because most people won't even remember your name. So I just want that to be said. I'm not trying to get all serious here. I love having fun, but I'm seeing a lot of drama playing out on Facebook and social media. And if you can't laugh at it, move on from it. Because there's some funniness into it. There's some things that are not very funny, but at the same time, don't make it part of you. Move on from it. Don't give it any attention, and definitely don't give it legs. And that's the problem that I'm seeing right now. Certain people are giving certain things legs by letting it bother them. I've been in this industry for 15 years. I've seen people come and go. I'm sure that 15 years ago when I showed up, they said, "Oh, this guy ain't going to be around for very long." And here I am 15 years later. I probably won't be doing this in another 10 years because there will be somebody else to come along that's better than that can do it better than me. Or maybe, I just move on from it or whatever. But I can only hope that 10 years from now, some little kid in that bleacher says, "Hey, I want to be like that guy, Chris, who was up there," instead of, "Well, that guy got caught up in some mess and said some bad things and whatnot." You only live once. Don't worry about the negativity. Move on from it and make this world a better place to live in instead of living in the negative context that everybody tries to fuel. That's all I got to say about that.
Man, that should have been our closing statement.
Well, I think it kind of was because we're running out of time here. But
well, we got our weekly rankings before we.
There we go. And I bet you there's been some shakers in it, hadn't you?
Actually, this has been one of the more stalemate rankings we've seen all season.
Really?
Believe it or not. And it's quite shocking. So, Miss Sharon, I do have the share screen open. But yeah, we are going into week 20 team rankings, starting with the Basement 5. Rick Ware Racing stays at number 15. Wood Brothers falls down one spot to 14 as Haas Factory takes over the 13 spot. RCR stays at number 12, and Colleague Racing falls from the Basement 5 of number 9 down 2 spots to join the Basement 5 at number 11.
Yeah, I can't really argue with it. I thought Haas actually did pretty well this past weekend. I'm not sure the finish that he had. But Wood Brothers being all the way down to 14. Josh Berry, is it a disappointment? Like, what's gone wrong with the Josh Berry experience, right? Like, where did that go so south? I had a lot of high hopes for this guy, especially when he announced that he was going to Stewart Haas. Of course, that was before Stewart Haas announced that they were going to close shop. But man, I mean, I had a lot of aspiration on Josh Berry, and we still don't know where he's going next year. But I hope that he's given an opportunity.
And the worst part of it is this is the lowest ranking Wood Brothers has seen all year long.
Yeah, this reminds me of the Bill Elliott days where they just showed up to make some laps. Yeah, I don't know. It's terrible. Maybe we make a driver change. Maybe we go ahead and put somebody else in the seat.
Do a mid-season trade, like
let's do a trade with RCR.
What was it? Spire and Rick Ware when they did that with LaJoy and Justin Haley.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do something different here. Let's give these three bottom teams, they could do something, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, it's sad to see Wood Brothers in the state that they're in right now.
Moving to our climbing 5, the mid-pack group, Hayek Motorsports retains the 10 spot. Front Row Motorsports moves up 2 spots.
Finally got out of they were in the falling category last week.
Yep, they would go from 11 to number 9. Trackhouse Legacy and RFK remain stalemate at 8, 7, and 6.
Yeah, is that Hayek down at the bottom?
Yep.
Yeah, so we were looking for a good run by Ricky, and I'm not sure did that get spoiled or what. I didn't look at the final standings to see where Ricky was. He is still trying to bid for one of those final playoff spots. I think that it's highly unlikely that he will get one, but Hayek does a lot with less, and that's amazing to see. Front Row, congratulations. At least you got out of the fallen 5. You got a long way to go. Zane Smith is the future of Front Row Motorsports. I want to see more put into his car. Also, Gillian, you kind of expected those two guys to run really well at a super speedway style race. I'm not sure what kept them in the rears. And Noah Gregson, I think he was a lap down, 5 laps into the event. Where they went wrong, I have no idea. But yeah, Front Row definitely they need to spend some of that lawsuit money and get their asses back in gear.
Alrighty, and then our top 5 from last week stay the same this week, with Spire at number 5, 2311 at number 4, Hendrick at 3, Penske at 2, Joe Gibbs at 1. One thing I do want to know is that Joe Gibbs Racing, all 4 cars in the top 10 in points, so nobody's even close to touching them when it comes to rankings.
Joe Gibbs looks like they've separated themselves from the field. Team Penske looks like they're finally moving in the right direction. I think both cars, Joey Logano had a good run. Austin Cindric had a good run. It was asked today whether or not Rusty Wallace keeps his eye on the 2 car to this day, and he said that he helped build that team from dirt. Like, there was no Penske team at all when he come aboard, and they built that shop. And so, yes, he's still very involved with watching the 2 car. I think this weekend, Austin Cindric's going to run a throwback Miller Lite scheme. Miller Genuine Draft scheme on his race car. It looked terrible, to be honest with you.
Very disappointing.
Yeah, there was a lot of open space on that race car.
Great throwback, just the final picture, just terrible.
Yeah. And Hendrick, I don't know. I continue to feel like the stick poking Hendrick and be like, is it alive? Is it there? Kyle Larson looks terrible. He can't even finish a race these days. Chase Elliott, we bashed this guy and said he was like number 3 on the team. He looks like a number 1, and William Byron is definitely a number 2. Kyle Larson is a number 2, but with the S's at the end. And Alex Bowman looked like he had a little bit of life in him this past weekend. I betted on him and Cauchy to get a top 10 finish, but he just wasn't able to capitalize on it with that late race wreck.
All right, that wraps up our weekly team rankings for this week. As you can see, Chris, come on, do some.
Come on, do something. Yeah.
Boy. Anyways, that.
There it is.
There's our TV schedule for North Wilkesboro. Trucks practice and qualifying on Friday on Fox Sports 2. Saturday, the truck race at 12:30 in the afternoon on FS1. Cup has practice and qualifying later that night. Sunday, another night race, 7 p.m. start time for the Cup race with pre-race at 6. All times are Eastern on TNT, and this will be the semi-final round for the in-season tournament. I think for the NASCAR Final Four, not the Taz's in-season tournament, but for the real one, I want to say Chase Elliott, Todd Gilliland, I think, is still swimming somehow. I want to double check this to make sure I got this right.
Yeah, I want to check the poll question real quick before we sign up too.
In-season hub page. Oh, I got it. So for the NASCAR in-season tournament Final Four, the real one, Todd Gilliland will take on Chase Elliott. Gilliland was the 25 seed, Chase Elliott the 4. Gilliland is the lowest seed remaining. And Christopher Bell, the 10 seed, will take on Ryan Blaney, the 3 seed. So I think that's going to be the highlighted matchup of the weekend. But 3 out of 4 heavy hitters. Blaney's the highest seed remaining at 3. Gilliland, the lowest seed remaining at 25. But of course, we keep more tabs on the Taz's in-season tournament, as we showed you earlier in the night.
Yeah.
But
and I had Tyler Reddick to win on my NASCAR in-season.
You had Hamlin.
No, I had on the NASCAR in-season.
Oh, on the NASCAR one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I had Tyler Reddick to win it, and so I busted.
I didn't do that one. I kept to my own.
I'm ranked 413th though, so I don't know. I feel like that's a pretty good rank. Yeah.
But don't forget everybody to not only subscribe but hit that like button.
Yeah, like and share, please.
Share this stream, and we want to thank everybody for listening and tuning along.
I got one question, Taz.
What's that?
I got a question. Does this year feel kind of slow on storylines? I know there's been some really good racing, but it just kind of feels like storylines are
depending on the week. I feel like we started the season pretty strong, but I feel like the last couple of weeks have been a little bit slow. Yeah. But I think as we get closer to the regular season, and then the chase, we'll start building things up a little bit.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, next week we're gonna have who Joey Logano looks like, and they're not going to be fictional characters. They're going to be real characters. So can't wait for that. Maybe if it makes it
sponsor shout out quick before we head off. We want to thank our sponsors that kind of turn the tide on racing.
How about Craig Moore? How about Craig Moore saying that he may be at the Media Row for the Daytona 500.
Shout out to Craig Moore, good buddy.
Well, he forgot about us though, man. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on Craig. He loves to comment, but he doesn't want to come on the show. I don't know.
Anyways, let's get to our sponsors here. I got it pointed the right way. There we go, over there. Carolina Sports Plus. Check out Mario on his Facebook page. A bunch of social media stuff. Good memorabilia stuff he's got going on down there. We got McMillan's Lawn Care Landscaping. Hey, Mr. CJ, we're thinking about you. Don't you worry.
Yeah, we need to put him right there on the lawnmower asleep.
Chat GPT.
No, For real though, that guy, he'll get your lawn care done. He's up in the Dayton area though, so he's kind of
get
local,
that phone number over there. You want to give that a call, 937-999-9799.
Probably not going to come to Michigan to do your lawn, but.
And of course, Mr. CJ also does the 110 Sports and Collectibles Company. Check out the website 110sportsandcollectiblescompany.com. I think they have 3 or 4. No, I think they have 4 or 5 store locations in Ohio. So if you're in the Ohio area, be sure to check them out in stores. Everybody else, if you can't ever make it to Ohio or whatever, click that website over there.
But
and
this
Chris,
sponsor right here, this kid can take care of you wherever you are. He can design it all, right? T-shirts, hats, toolboxes, wraps, you name it. That One-Eyed Kid Designs, he can take care of you. He can build it from scratch. We've got plenty of artwork that we could share to help you decide what it is that you would like to do. And he's and this kid is so involved. Like he takes other people's ideas, and the moment that he sees them, he knows like immediately. We got Mr. CJ Sports back. It's like it's like really? A bell goes off. I don't know, do we? Mr. CJ, is he asleep? Is his wife there? Hello. But anyway, hit up that One-Eyed Kid Designs. He can put it together, man. Like there's no doubt. Give him a shot. Southwest, Southeast, and Central Ohio locations for the 110 Nation Sports Collectibles.
All right, so this has been a Wednesday night race chat live. We'll see you same bat time, same bat place next Wednesday night here on Fan for Racing Radio YouTube. We just signed off Mr. CJ Sports. Well, he signed himself off, but that's besides the point.
Good night, Mr. CJ.
Mr. CJ Sports of the 110 Nation. Caution Flag Race Radio, internet problem, technical difficulty dude, Chris Creighton.
That's me.
I'm the Tasmanian Devil Flaggers, Taz Taylor saying good night. We'll see y'all next week.
You did great. Bye, y'all.